Hello, everyone. Last October, math teachers at a local high school wore Halloween costumes that seemed harmless.
Turning Point USA is condemning a Tucson school district after teachers wore shirts that seemed to mock the murder of Charlie Kirk. Here are the shirts worn by 8 teachers at Cienega High School. The words "problem solved" splattered with fake blood, matching the killing of Kirk.
This year, the same costume sparked outrage across social media, accusations of intentional mockery, and calls for firing. What changed? The shirt didn't. The teachers didn't, but the interpretation did. Today, we're breaking down exactly why using logic. I'm your podcast host, Maestro Morales. My background is in mathematics and logic. I'm launching borderline debates because I believe we need more rigorous thinking about local controversies. Here's what I've observed. Online outrage moves fast. Social media spreads claims faster than we can verify them. And by the time facts emerge, the narrative's already set. This pattern happens everywhere. But I'm focusing on Tucson and Southern Arizona, the border region where I live. This podcast won't tell you what to think. It will show you how to think through controversial claims using logic, evidence, and analysis. I'm inspired by creators like Mehdi Hassan and Stephen Woodford, people who combine rigorous logical analysis with engaging storytelling. That's what I'm attempting here. Each episode, we'll examine local controversies that generated strong reactions. We'll identify the logical fallacies at play. We'll ask, do the accusations hold up under scrutiny, or do they collapse when tested against evidence? Fair warning, this means sometimes we'll defend people who say controversial things, not because their ideas are right, but because the accusations against them lack logical foundation. And sometimes we'll criticize popular figures when their reasoning fails basic logical tests. The analysis matters more than the politics. Ready? Let's start. Picture this. It's October 31st, 2024, Halloween of 2024. Cienega High School in the Vale School District, southeast of Tucson. Math teachers wear white shirts splattered with fake blood and blazoned with "problem solved." It's a math joke. Solving tough problems. Nobody complains. The shirts get no pushback online. Flash forward 1 year to Halloween of 2025. Same shirts, same teachers, same blood splatters. This time, social media erupts. Critics point to the assassination of Charlie Kirk, founder of Turning Point USA, which occurred in September of 2025, last month. They claim the fake blood mimics his injury, specifically the left side of his neck where he was shot. Problem solved, they argue, was designed to mock his assassination. Teachers face online harassment. Calls for firing circulate. The Vale School District superintendent issues statements. Pressure mounts. Here's the central question. Did the shirt meaning change, or did our interpretation change? And if the interpretation changed, is that grounded in logic or something else? Before analyzing the arguments, let's establish undisputed facts. 1. These shirts were worn in 2024. Photos exist. Online commenters confirm it. This is documented. 2. The problem solved shirt is a commercially available Halloween costume. You can buy similar designs online. It is not custom made. It is not a secret political statement. 3. Charlie Kirk's assassination happened in September of 2025. The shirt design and initial wearing occurred in October of 2024. That's a full year before the tragic event. Timeline matters for causation. 4. The Vale School District and Superintendent John Caruth have publicly affirmed the math-themed intent, condemned online harassment of teachers, and committed not to wear the shirts again.
Fake blood, matching the killing of Kirk nearly 2 months ago. The superintendent says the shirts were a reference to solving math problems and were part of a math-themed Halloween costume purchased and worn last year.
Write these down. Keep them close. Everything that follows depends on checking arguments against these facts. Let's begin with the first logical fallacy. equivocation. Using the same word or phrase with two different meanings and treating them as if they are the same thing. It's a bait and switch that tricks your mind into connecting unrelated concepts. Here's how it works with problem solved. In mathematics, problem solved means you've conquered a challenge. You figured something out. It's positive, celebratory. But critics apply different meaning. They suggest problem solved refers to a political problem, specifically a person being violently solved, eliminated. That's a completely different concept wearing the same two words. Quick example. Imagine someone says, "I love matches." You might think they mean literal flames, but they were talking about tennis matches the whole time. Same word, entirely different meaning. Confusing? Yes. That's what equivocation does. Equivocation makes unrelated ideas seem connected. It's a powerful rhetorical tool because it works on intuition, not logic. Your brain links two different meanings without noticing they're different. That's where this fallacy becomes problematic in public discourse. Next, the false cause fallacy. False cause means assuming event A caused event B simply because they share a timing or surface level similarity. Correlation doesn't prove causation. The argument goes like this. The shirt has fake blood on the left side. Charlie Kirk was shot on the left side. Therefore, the shirt was designed to reference his assassination. But let's test this logically. The shirt was designed and worn in October 2024. Charlie Kirk's assassination occurred in September 2025, 1 year later. How can a costume designed a year before the event reference that event? It can't. Logically impossible. Real-world example. Suppose I wear red shoes and it rains. I might conclude red shoes cause rain, but obviously they don't. Similarly, the shirt didn't cause the assassination, and the assassination didn't retroactively change what the designers intended. Temporal sequence matters. Without direct evidence of intent to mock Kirk, and with a timeline that makes such intent impossible, the causation claim collapses under logical scrutiny. Third fallacy, confirmation bias. Confirmation bias means your brain notices and remembers only information that supports what you already believe. You filter out contradicting evidence without realizing it. Think about what happened online. When people saw this story, many held pre-existing beliefs about Halloween costumes, teacher intent, or political figures. These beliefs shaped what they looked for. Someone primed by concern might see the blood placement and search for evidence it's intentional. They focus on the left side stain. They ignore that the shirt's been worn for a year without incident. They dismiss official explanations. They skip over commercial availability. Their brain was looking for proof of malicious intent, and when you look hard enough for something, you'll find it, even if it's not really there. It's like if I tell you to watch for red cars today. Suddenly, red cars are everywhere. They were always there, you just weren't noticing them. Your brain filtered reality to match your expectations. That's confirmation bias. It's powerful. It explains how entire communities can embrace stories that don't withstand logical scrutiny. Fourth fallacy, special pleading. Special pleading means applying unfairly harsh standards to one person or group while excusing others. It's inconsistent application of rules. In this case, teachers face calls for firing based on suspicion and interpretation, without solid evidence of intent. If we applied that standard universally, we'd fire half the workforce based on accusations alone. But here's the broader Tucson context. This city hosts a popular Halloween attraction called Slaughterhouse. It features gore, fake blood, corpse displays, visceral horror imagery. It's commercially successful and widely accepted. Nobody scrutinizes it for hidden political meaning. Nobody demands the creators face professional consequences. So the question becomes, why do math teachers get condemned for the same visual elements, blood, costumes, that are accepted elsewhere? That's special pleading. That's unequal standards applied for convenience. Simple principle. Either we scrutinize all bloody Halloween costumes and props for hidden political meaning, or we acknowledge that context and intent matter, and we apply that standard consistently. Sometimes a bloody shirt is just a bloody shirt. Now, sensitivity around tragedy is legitimate. When something terrible happens, emotions run high. That's natural. But here's the critical insight. High emotion is exactly when rigorous thinking matters most. Mistaking ambiguity for intent leads to scapegoating. We can honor tragedy and demand evidence. We can care about victims and refuse to torch people based on suspicion. Actually, the teachers' costumes were ambiguous at worst. Interpreting them as assassination mockery without evidence, then doxing them violates a principle we should all protect. Disagreement shouldn't mean elimination from public discourse. That principle protects everyone, insisting on logic and evidence. Let's wrap this up. The problem-solved controversy is a textbook case study in logical fallacies. Equivocation, false cause, confirmation bias, and unfair application of standards. But more importantly, it's a case study in how communities respond to conflict when logic breaks down. Here's what I want you to take from this. The next time everyone's angry about something online, stop. Check the math. Not the math problem on a shirt, the logical math. Evidence, timeline, intent, context. What's changed and why? Am I noticing only information that supports what I already feel? That's critical thinking. And it's harder than joining the outrage, but it's also more valuable. Borderline debates focuses on exactly this, local controversies that don't add up logically. I want to examine them with rigor and clarity. So here's my invitation. Send me your local controversies, the things happening in Tucson and southern Arizona that don't make logical sense, where the story changed but the facts didn't, where accusations flew but the evidence was thin. You'll find Borderline Debates on all major podcast platforms. Subscribe, leave a review if this resonated with you. Share episodes with people who need to think more carefully about controversial claims. And reach out. Tell me what logic failures you've seen in our community. I'm Maestro Morales. Stay sharp, stay curious, and always check the math.